Ever feel like you're drowning in invisible pressure? The harder you try to control things, the more chaotic they become. You strive for perfection, obsess over details, push yourself beyond limits, and yet you end up burned out and overwhelmed. But what if letting go was the key to your true strength? Be honest. Does it feel like stress is winning lately? You're trying to control everything, every detail, every outcome, but the more you push, the more it all seems to slip away. Am I right? So let me ask, what if, instead of tightening your grip, you loosened it? What if your real power lies not in control, but in surrender and trust? In this video, I'll share an approach that might change everything. How to attract what you truly want without burning yourself out. Yes, it's possible. And no, I'm not talking about magical thinking or passive waiting. Today, you'll discover powerful principles rooted in Stoic philosophy that will help you let go of stress, regain control, and, most importantly, manifest what you've always desired. I promise, it's not what you expect. And that's exactly why it works. But before we go deeper, I want you to step into someone else's shoes. Let me tell you a story that might sound a little too familiar. Javier was a top executive, the kind of person who seemed to have it all under control, a packed schedule, high-stakes decisions, constant pressure to perform. But at what cost? One day, in the middle of a major presentation, something unexpected happened. His body said, "No more." Out of nowhere, he froze. He couldn't move, he couldn't speak. A panic attack took over, completely paralyzing him. Javier, the man with all the answers, suddenly felt vulnerable for the first time in years. And in that moment, a voice inside him screamed, "What am I doing with my life?" On a friend's advice, he did the unthinkable. He disconnected. He escaped to a quiet cabin in the mountains. No emails, no calls. Just him and silence. At first, his mind wouldn't stop racing. What's happening at work? What will people say? But slowly, something began to shift. As he walked among the trees, listening to the wind, a quote from Marcus Aurelius came to him. "Accept whatever happens, even if it's not what you expected." And like a fog lifting, it hit him. He didn't have to control everything for things to work out. When he returned to the city, he stopped overloading his calendar with meetings. He made time for what mattered, time to reflect, to care for himself, to be present with his family. And here's the twist. When he let go of control, things didn't fall apart. They got better. Work culture improved. Results skyrocketed. And for the first time in years, he felt at peace. Now let me ask you, how many times have you felt like Javier? Carrying a weight that seems impossible to put down? Maybe today is the day you say enough. And finally, discover what happens when you let calm do the work. Ready? Let's begin with the first lesson, let go and relax. After hearing Javier's story, you may be wondering, what happens when life doesn't go as planned? When control slips away? What do you do? Imagine this. You're on a trip with your family. You've planned everything, down to the minute. But then traffic hits, it starts pouring, and your kids throw a full-blown tantrum in the back seat. What do? Do you lose it because the universe didn't follow your plan? Or do you accept that some things are simply beyond your control? Because, my friend, that's life. You can't control traffic, the rain, or a toddler's meltdown, but you can always choose how you respond. And that's exactly where Stoicism works its quiet magic. Marcus Aurelius left us a timeless reminder. In Meditations, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. But do so with all your heart. He's telling us stop wasting energy pressing the gas pedal while the handbrake's still on. Let go and you'll move forward with less resistance. At the end of the day, what really matters more? That everything went perfectly, or that you truly enjoyed the journey? I get it. Letting go sounds easier said than done. But don't worry, I'm here to guide you. Let me share 3 simple steps you can start using today. They'll help you release control and create space for what you truly want. Step 1. Write it down. Grab a piece of paper and write down what's bothering you. Don't overthink, just write, I'm trying to control this, but I realize I can't. Then crumple that paper and toss it away. Why? Because you're sending a signal to your brain. This no longer weighs on me. Step 2. Use the red light pause. Next time something doesn't go as planned, pause. Take a deep breath. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold it, exhale for 6. This is your daily reminder. Sometimes the only way to move forward is to stop for a moment. Step 3. Schedule space for nothing. Yes, nothing. Just 15 minutes a day. No tasks, no screen, no plans. Sit, breathe, watch the sky, listen to music, enjoy the silence, because in those quiet moments, your clearest ideas and deepest desires begin to rise. When you stop trying to control everything, your mind becomes clearer. And here's the surprising part. Life doesn't fall apart. It begins to come together. This isn't magic, it's clarity. You stop wasting energy on the unchangeable. You free your mental space for what really matters. So think about it. What if today you let go just a little? Not everything, just one small step. Release the grip. Take a breath. Let life flow. Change begins the moment you decide to let go. And now that you've opened the door, let's move into the next lesson. Start your day strong. We just explored how letting go creates space for clarity. Now let's take it one step further by learning how to start your day not in chaos, but with calm and intention. Starting your morning the right way isn't complicated. Sometimes just a few deep breaths can shift your entire energy. Try this. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2. Then exhale for 6 seconds. Do it 3 times. You'll be amazed how grounded and centered it makes you feel, like giving your body a fresh reset before the day begins. Next, find something that makes your morning special. For me, it's music. So why not give it a try? Play a song that energizes you, something that makes you want to move. And yes, go ahead and dance, even if it's just a few goofy steps in the kitchen or while getting dressed in front of the mirror. You might laugh at yourself, and that's
exactly the point. No one has to see you, but that little spark of energy,
it can completely shift your mood and set the tone for the entire day. Here's another simple tip. Before leaving the house, think of one thing you want to accomplish today. It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe it's as simple as enjoying lunch without rushing, getting through the checkout line calmly. These small intentions bring clarity, and they become your first steps toward manifesting what you truly desire. Now ask yourself, how do you want your mornings to feel from now on? Do you want to start in chaos, letting the day drag you around? Or will you take control, create your own moment, and set the tone for a day that flows in your direction? You don't need a perfect morning routine. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. You just need to begin with calm and purpose. Remember, every morning is a new opportunity, and how you choose to live it could be the beginning of everything you've ever dreamed of. Before we continue, if you're finding value in this content, consider subscribing and let us know in the comments. What steps are you ready to take to relax and manifest your true desires. We'd love to grow together with you, and now let's move into the next lesson. Your mind, your greatest ally. Now that you've learned how to start your day with clarity, it's time to take it further by turning your mind into your greatest ally. Think of your mind as a giant puzzle. When the pieces are scattered everywhere, unorganized and chaotic, you can't see the full picture. But when you sort them by shape, by color, by corner, suddenly things begin to make sense. Now imagine this. You're stressed about 3 things
At once. A tight work deadline, a recent argument with a close friend, financial worries for the month all swirling in your mind. So here's what you do in 5 minutes. Turn each worry into a puzzle piece. Work, mark it yellow.
Something you can start right away. Friendship conflict, orange. It can wait, may be resolved by a call or message. Finances, red. Save it for your budgeting time. When you separate your concerns like this, something powerful happens. You don't solve everything immediately, but you stop feeling overwhelmed, and that's the real win. Your mind feels lighter, like you're finally making progress on what once felt impossible, because when the mind is calm, not only do you feel better, you start to see new possibilities. A clear mind can manifest what your heart truly desires. Maybe it's time to stop trying to control everything and start trusting the strength that's already within you. Lesson 4, do things with calm. Have you ever noticed how rushing is like a hot pan without oil? Everything burns faster. And worse, nothing turns out the way you hoped. Calmness isn't slowness. It's a strategy. It's doing things at the pace they need to turn out right. Picture this. You invite friends over for dinner. You come home late and start cooking in a panic. You chop unevenly, spill the sauce, overcook the pasta. The result? A disaster, not what you envisioned. Now imagine the opposite. You give yourself time. You enjoy chopping, you taste the sauce as it simmers. The pasta is perfectly al dente. And the result? Delicious and satisfying. Sound familiar? We often rush because we see others getting ahead. But listen, everyone has their own rhythm. Comparing yours is like staring at a plant, hoping it grows faster. Marcus Aurelius got it. He said, "The mind is like water. When it's calm, it reflects everything clearly." Even as emperor, he didn't rush. He reflected, prioritized, acted with calm, even during crises. And here's something you can try. Before starting any task, pause for 2 minutes. Take a deep breath. Ask, what's the most important thing I can do right now? It's like tidying your mental desk. You'll act with more clarity and in a calmer state, and stop multitasking. It sounds productive, but it's not. You'll do everything half-heartedly. Instead, choose one task. Give it your full attention, finish it, then move on. Like planting a seed, when nurtured with focus, it grows strong. With calm, you make space for your true desires to manifest more clearly. As writer Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience." And he was absolutely right. Ready to take it further? Let's move into Lesson 5, where we explore how subtle habits are silently shaping your life. When you act with calm, you don't just improve outcomes, you begin to enjoy the journey
itself.
And as you slow down, something else happens. You start to see what's been there all along. Imagine this. Instead of rushing through life, you move forward calmly, savoring each step. No matter how much you have to do, when you slow down and do things well, everything begins to flow. The best part? You feel more in control, more at peace. Because when you act with calm, you create space for what you truly desire to take shape. Lesson 5. Be grateful for what you have. Picture someone handing you a box and saying, "Inside is everything." You're missing in life everything that would change your world. Excited, you open it, expecting something amazing, but all you find is a mirror. At first, you're confused. Then it hits you. You don't need more. You just need to see what you already have, with new eyes. We often get so focused on what's next, what's missing, that we forget to appreciate where we are now. But here's the truth. When you start being grateful for what you have, everything shifts. Life feels lighter. Stress fades. And almost magically, you begin to attract more good things. Let me tell you a story that shows this perfectly. A farmer constantly complained about his small, uncomfortable house. "There's no space. I can't rest," he grumbled. He believed his life would be better with a bigger house. So he visited the village wise man for advice. The wise man said, "Bring your chickens into the house." The farmer was shocked, but obeyed. The next day, he returned, furious. "It's worse," he shouted. The wise man replied, "Now bring in the pig." Again, he obeyed. By day 3, he was livid. "This is a disaster," the wise man finally said. "Now take the chickens and the pig out." The farmer went home. And suddenly his small house felt spacious and peaceful. Nothing had changed, except his perspective. Gratitude doesn't change your circumstances, but it changes how you see them. And when you shift your perspective, you begin to notice opportunities that were always there. According to psychologist Robert Emmons, gratitude works like a magic wand. It helps you see opportunities where before you only saw problems. And guess what? You've had this wand in your hands all along. Seneca once said, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." To the Stoics, gratitude wasn't occasional, it was daily. They gave thanks for the smallest things, a loaf of bread, the sunrise, a meaningful conversation. Because when you train yourself to see the good, you stop wasting energy on what's missing. And in doing so, you create space for even more good to flow in. How to practice gratitude? Let's go beyond the usual. Write 3 things daily method. Once a week, find a quiet space, grab a piece of paper, and write down 3 things you're truly grateful for. Then ask yourself, how did these help me move closer to my goals? Maybe a friend's support gave you strength. Maybe a challenge revealed what really matters. Reflecting like this doesn't just help you feel good. It aligns your mind with your purpose. The more you focus on what's already good, the easier it becomes to attract what you want. It's like each moment of gratitude becomes a brick, quietly building the path to your dreams. Ready to discover what else shapes your inner power. Let's move to lesson 6, where you'll learn how silence, often underestimated, might just be your greatest strength. After practicing gratitude, you begin to realize the things you need to be happy have always been around you. But to truly hear your inner voice, where dreams are born, you need one more thing: silence. Lesson 6. Disconnect from the noise. Let me ask you something. Have you truly been silent today? Not just turning off the TV or putting your phone on mute. But have you silenced your mind? Imagine trying to listen to your favorite song in the middle of a busy street. Honking cars, sirens, people yelling. No matter how good the song is, you can't hear it clearly. That's how many of us live today. Every ping, every notification, every headline, it all builds up, forming layers of mental clutter. You start losing sight of what really matters. And here's the problem. How can you know what you truly want if your mind is trapped in non-stop noise? Think of each distraction like a layer of dust on a window. The more it builds up, the harder it is to see what's on the other side. But when you pause, just for a moment, it's like wiping the window clean. Suddenly you see what's been there all along. Your ideas, your dreams, your opportunities. Epictetus said it best. The free person is the one who is not afraid to go to the end of their own thoughts. But to go there, you need one thing: silence. You can't reflect on your deepest desires when your mind is under constant attack from distractions. Silence gives your thoughts room to grow, to turn into action, to turn into reality. Be honest with yourself. How often do you feel mentally overloaded, like your brain is about to short circuit? You're not alone. That mental chaos is exhausting, and worse, it pulls you further from the life you want. So here's what I suggest. Do something most people never dare: turn off the noise. Start with this. Try a no notification day. Don't worry, you don't have to ditch your phone. Just pick 2 times a day to check messages. Say 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. the rest of the time. Ignore them. I've tried it. And the results were immediate. More focus, more peace, more presence. Another tip: spend time in nature. No need for a grand hike. A quiet park, a garden, even your backyard works. Take 10 minutes, listen to the wind, the birds, the crunch of leaves. And please leave your headphones at home, just you and nature. You'll notice something strange. Nature has always moved to a slower, truer rhythm. It's always been there, waiting for you to return. Turning off the noise is like a firefighter facing a blaze. Put out the flames of distraction first. Only then can you see clearly what lies beneath. And in that stillness, your mind becomes fertile soil where your dreams begin to grow. And to make that inner growth truly sustainable, you need something else: energy. Let's move on to lesson 7, where you'll learn why rest isn't a luxury. It's your brain's most powerful fuel. After learning to disconnect from noise, there's one more habit that fuels your growth in silence: rest. True rest. Lesson 7, get a good night's rest. Have you ever tried using your phone at 10% battery? It slows down, apps freeze, and eventually it shuts down. Now think, how often do you run your mind and body at 10% and expect to keep going? Rest isn't just falling into bed after burning yourself out. It's about creating a space where your mind and body can truly regenerate. It's the greatest investment you can make in yourself. The fuel that helps you shine brighter the next day. Think of your body like a car. If you don't change the oil, tune the engine, or check the brakes, it might keep running, but only for so long. Eventually, it breaks down. Your body and brain need nightly maintenance. And yes, science confirms this. While you sleep, your brain activates a cleaning mode. A study from the University of Rochester's Center for Neuroscience found that during sleep, your brain removes toxins that build up during the day. It's like sweeping away mental clutter so you can start the next day clear and focused. When you sleep well, you think better, decide better, and most importantly, you move closer to manifesting what you truly desire. Even Marcus Aurelius knew this. He said, "Even the soul needs rest to be effective." Despite being emperor, he reflected and rested daily. If he found time to rest, why can't you? Now I hear you, you're probably thinking, That sounds great, but how can I rest with all my responsibilities? Here's a simple nightly ritual to help. Turn off all screens 30 minutes before bed. Yes, even your phone. Read something light or inspiring instead. Write your intentions for tomorrow in a notebook. Something like, I'll focus 1 hour on that project. I'll listen fully in every conversation. This small step relaxes your mind and sets a clear direction. Breathe deeply for 5 minutes as you settle into bed. No technique needed. Just slow, steady breathing. Feel yourself letting go. Next time you think sleep is just a necessity, remember, even the brightest stars need darkness to shine. So do you, and when you wake up fully recharged, it's time to face something every one of us encounters: failure. Let's move into Lesson 8, where you'll learn how to turn setbacks into stepping stones. Now that you've learned to rest and recharge, you're finally in the right state to embrace something just as essential: failure. Not as something to avoid, but as a powerful stepping stone. Lesson 8. Embrace your failures. Let me be direct. Failure is inevitable. But it's not the end. Imagine your failures as the first brushstrokes on a blank canvas. They may seem messy at first, but as more strokes are added, a full picture begins to emerge, one that's uniquely yours. Did you know many great inventions began as mistakes? Take this story. In the 1970s, Spencer Silver, a scientist at 3M, was trying to create a super strong adhesive. Instead, he ended up with something weak. It barely stuck to anything. People thought it was a failure. But years later, his colleague Art Fry had a new idea. What if that weak adhesive could be used for paper notes that stick and peel off easily? And just like that, the Post-it note was born. What once seemed like a mistake became an essential tool in homes and offices around the world. So what does this mean for you? It's not about avoiding failure, it's about how you respond to it. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Mistakes don't define you, but they can shape your future if you let them. Here's how to turn your failures into power. Don't expect perfection on the first try. Every attempt brings you closer to success. If you keep going, use each failure as a step. Each mistake is a stair that takes you higher if you choose to climb it. Ask yourself, what did I learn? What will I do differently next time? Every lesson makes you stronger and wiser. Focus on now, not the past. Stop letting your old failures chain you down. You have new tools, new knowledge, a new opportunity today. Ask, what can I do right?
Now to show how far I've come. And when you shift how you see your failures, something magical happens. You relax. You stop fearing imperfection. And suddenly, things start flowing again. The road ahead begins to clear. Why?
Because failure isn't the end, it's the spark that ignites your next breakthrough. So tell me, what masterpiece could you create if you stopped fearing the first strokes? Embrace your failures, because every one of them is a step toward the life you truly want. Ready to take it one step further? In Lesson 9, you'll learn how to visualize the life you want and train your brain to make it real. Now that you've learned to accept failure and visualize your dream life, there's one final truth to bring it all together. Trust in what's coming. Lesson 10, trust in what's coming. Picture this. You've planted carrot seeds in your garden. You water them daily, nurture the soil, and check eagerly for any sprouts. Week 1, nothing. You start to worry, did I do something wrong? Week 2, still nothing. Frustration builds. Maybe the seeds are bad, but what you can't see is what's happening underground. The roots are working hard, growing deep, preparing for a breakthrough. From above, it looks like nothing is happening, but everything is. And when that first green shoot finally appears, it will all have been worth it. That's how manifesting your desires works. Even when it feels like nothing's changing, everything is moving beneath the surface. Your intentions, your energy, your actions, they're all building momentum. Even if you can't see it yet, let's be honest. No one likes to wait, but patience doesn't mean doing nothing. It means believing that while you do your part, life is doing its part too. As Marcus Aurelius said, nature doesn't rush, yet everything is accomplished. Think of a river. No matter how many twists
or rocks it meets, keeps flowing until it reaches the ocean. Now imagine you've decided to radically change your life.
You quit your job, sell your things, and set off to travel the world. Exciting, right? But reality hits. Your savings dwindle. Job opportunities don't show up. You begin to doubt everything. You panic. You try to control it all. But then you remember, trust. You take a breath. You write down your goals. You visualize. You relax. And then a casual conversation leads to a discovery. A work exchange program that lets you travel and stay with hosts. Exactly what you needed. But you wouldn't have found it if you hadn't let go. That's the beauty of trust. It doesn't mean crossing your arms. It means working with calm, taking steps while letting go of the outcome. When doubts creep in, say to yourself, I'm doing my part. The rest will come in its time. Write it down. Put it where you'll see it every day. It's a reminder that you're not alone. Remember, when you plant the seed, life is already making it grow, and one day the results will surprise you. Embrace everything we've explored today. Each pause, each breath, each act of letting go and trusting, it brings you closer to what you truly desire, because in that stillness and trust, there's no emptiness, only potential. That's where dreams are born, and that's how they become real. If you've made it this far, comment, I relax and attract what I desire. I want to know who the real Stoic warriors are. Subscribe, like, hit the bell, and don't forget to explore our playlist on screen. It's filled with stories and tools to help you live with clarity and courage. Until next time, take care and stay stoic.